Bit of a different video today, people. I came across an app lab experience that really made me stop and think. As you may have guessed from the rather dramatic music there, this video isn't about the latest first-person shooter or an update for Beat Saber, but it's about a VR experience that I think's a little different and which really addresses something really important. Something that I've not really thought about before, but what happens if we don't have bees or butterflies or what they call pollinators? How would that affect our way of life now and in the future? Would we end up living like this, scavenging about for cheesy Wotsits? What you can see on screen is a VR experience called Pollinator Park, and it's currently free on AppLab. So what's it all about? Well, we fast forward to the year 2050 and we find ourselves in a dystopian Europe where various crises have left us without pollinating insects or healthy ecosystems, and this isn't really much good unless you're a T1000, right?
I'll be back.
But thankfully we have a safe haven called Pollinator Park where these creatures and habitats have been preserved and which we can visit to see and interact with them and learn all about it. It's like a VR day out to a museum crossed with a zoo. Hard to explain really. The experience has got more cheese than a French market, but it's actually pretty interesting and will teach you a lot. You basically walk around different zones at your leisure and take part in experiences which teach you all about the role pollinators play in our lives through these different interactive experiences.
Bumblebees have a superpower. They extract pollen from flowers by vibrating their entire bodies. This so-called buzz pollination allows them to reach pollen that no other insect can.
What you can see on screen here doesn't really do it justice. Picking up these flowers and looking at the insects was actually really immersive. And I think another key to this experience is the architecture. Apparently it was designed by a world-renowned archaeobiotect, whatever that means, called Vincent Caillebotte. Take a walk around the experience and you'll see what I mean. But it's a great segue into another one of the experiences which teaches you about what would happen to our buildings if we didn't have wildlife. And as you can see on screen, you actually get the opportunity to sort of paint back on nature. Great fun and kind of shows you the art of the possible if we do the right things. So there are a few really cool interactive exhibits like this where you get your hands on things and actually make changes and can see it in real time. Really enjoyed that. There are also some other experiences as well. Does anyone remember Cerebro from X-Men?
Welcome to Cerebro.
Well, there's an experience where you walk out onto a Cerebro-like platform and then the park kind of becomes fully 360 3D and teaches you about some of the problems facing pollinators to do with farming and our human behaviour. Really informative and made me feel a bit like Charles Xavier.
Survival. Outside this dome-covered sanctuary, pollinators are nearly extinct. Think about it. When was the last time you wiped one from your windshield? Our own growing population, urbanization and industrialization came with major challenges for our flying friends.
They say there's no such thing as a free lunch, but without bees and other pollinators, we may not have very good lunches at all. If you go to the Hungry Hive experience, you get to see the impact the decline in pollinators may have on our food sources. This rather depressing view shows you what breakfast may be like through the ages as we progress forward in time, and as you can see by the final breakfast, it's pretty pitiful. The final reflection room in the experience is actually quite spectacular. You kind of get shrunk down and put inside a flower. I don't want to spoil it too much, suffice to say I think you should get involved and give it a try.
No matter how proud we are of this park, protecting pollinators by covering them with domes is just a band-aid, not a cure. We are the cure. You are.
It's not all doom and gloom. The experience also tells you things you can do to help preserve pollinators and stop these bad things from happening. There's also a web version which you can see on the screen right now, so even if you don't have VR, you can go along and take a look at Pollinator Park, and I'll leave a link in the description for that. Overall, this experience is a bit cheesy, but it is really immersive. I think it's a great subject and something we should all probably be aware of. So why not take a look? It's free on AppLab at the moment, and it will give you 20 to 30 minutes of something a bit different. You might learn something, and you might actually help save the planet as a result. Thanks for watching, people. See you next time.